a little bit here and snip it right off, and then when I pull it you can't see it. Okay, so you'll make the other leg exactly the same, and we're going to sew him on in this area, and you'll have a bit of overlap coming from his belly when you put him on there. Now this looks longer than that one, but it's not actually, because once you sew it in it does shrink a little bit. By putting the stitches in there it just drags it up a little bit. So having his legs just poke over the bottom just gives it more like a three-dimensional thing, I suppose. So that's a leg out the way. You need 2 legs. Now, oops, I nearly knocked the camera over. Just get a picture of that up there. That's how I write the pattern. Just scribble, 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 and that's what I'm reading off. Anyway, we'll come back. Hope I get in the right position again. Now the nose, yeah, we'll go straight into the nose. I'm not going to do the nose in black because it's just going to be too hard for you to see. So I'm thinking I'll do it in white. Hopefully you can see that. Oh yes, my crochet hook went onto the floor, didn't it? Okay. We've just done a half double crochet foundation row. Now the nose is actually single crochet foundation row and half double crochet foundation row. That's how I got my shape. I got a fat piece on the bottom and a thinner piece on the top, but it is arched in a shape of a koala nose. It's the best I could come up with when I was trying to figure out how to do it. So no magic ring, just do a slip stitch. Now we need to do 3 single crochet foundation row followed by 6 half double crochet foundation row, all on the one piece. And I'm pretty sure you still chain 2 for the single crochet foundation row, and then we'll come back into our first chain. Now this is how I remembered it. As I said, we chain 1, oh, don't go through yet, and then make our single crochet foundation row. So that's 1. Come back under those 2 loops there, there we go, and pull the yarn through. We'll do our chain 1 and single crochet, so that's 2. Come back in under those 2 loops, pull the yarn through, do our 1 chain and our 1 single crochet. So that's 3. Next we're going to do 6 half double crochet foundation row. So we know that's yarn over for a half double crochet back into that space there, chain 1, finish off your half double crochet. It's easy. Yeah, right. Okay, yarn over, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. Pull it through, yeah, yeah, done. And that's finished. Come on, scissors. I'll try not to lose my hook this time. cut enough yarn to be able to sew the nose on the face. Alright, we need to cover this. Firstly, grab your beginning tail and put that on your sewing needle. Now bring your beginning tail towards your end tail, and we just need to join. And bring it around and we'll do another join. And I just want to hide this tail because we're finished with it on this side. Hide it anywhere you like. Just hide it. Okay. This was a little bit difficult to explain in the pattern instructions. So it's good that I can do the toot. Now this is the short rows, that's the long rows, and what we're going to do is do a little bit of manipulation. It's easier in black because the black hides everything. You just need to join that up a little bit nicer, and then sort of shape it, and then we're just going to sew this center together just so it meets. As I said, with the black it'll hide it a bit more, but when you spread it out, just pull that up a bit, you get that look. Maybe I pull that a bit top. That'll be fine once you sew it on, that'll come out. But that's how you get that fat look on the bottom and a thinner look on top. Okay, and then leave that to attach to your head. Yeah, I did make that a bit too tight there, but I can manipulate that when I sew it around to fix it up on his face, and that'll bring it in like that, so these things can be fixed. Okay, so that's nose. Next we'll do the eyes, and I'll have to do them in white as well. Okay, nose, yeah, body, ears, leg, nose, eyes. I tried to do a magic circle and single crochets in it, but the eyes were just going to be too big, so I came up with this way to do it. It's really odd, and I think we're going to have to do a magic ring. I hate these things. Yeah, tail to the bottom, yarn up here, and a chain, making the eye. Having trouble doing my magic ring. I think that might be right. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Bullion stitch of 5 yarns over. 1, don't do these too tight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then again, don't do them too loose. Go in a circle, bring up a loop. Now that loop is going to go through all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Split the yarn, done. Okay, you've never done a bullion stitch, you have now. Now we need to tighten up this magic ring, and we need to tighten up a bit more, slip stitch at the bottom of the chain 3. And you've got to really pull that untied and finish off your yarn, leaving a tail for sewing in. You don't need much, it's just an eye. We're going to pull all that nice and tight. And then we've got this. Once we sew it on, it will shrink a bit more. But that was the only way that I could come up with an eye with a bit of texture, and one that was smaller than what I could make in a ring. Okay, so that's it. Make 2 of those, of course, or we can have a one-eye koala. When it comes to making his mouth, I just look at it as like sideways C's that are tipped over. So if you can just sort of picture yourself as doing a sideways C, join in the middle, sideways C, you'll get your mouth. I'm not a very good embroiderer, so that was the best I could do, but I think if he had more of a dip in here, he'll look cuter. And all I did with the paws here was I just put the yarn in and dragged it over like the length of a double crochet. So I started here, went over there, went up into the next one and come back up here, and then went into there and come back down there, and then I just put knots in it at the back just to keep it on. But this is going to be sewed onto a hat, so it you won't see what's in the back, but I always like to keep the back as neat as I possibly can. The last thing I did, you'll see that you'll know that the tummy is has no grey in it, but on this one I did. All I did was attached some I attached the yarn here, and I just made a couple of single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I crocheted over the tail there, just to make him like finished, because he didn't really look finished. And then I left a really long tail off this one, so when I do sew it, I've got something to sew it with, because I tucked in everything and made it all nice and neat. Yeah. The instructions for putting him together are with the pattern, and I'll supply the pattern link down below. And yeah, I'm going to knock on my camera again. Hopefully I can come back, and I'd like to show you a tutorial on something else. And we'll just see how this one goes and see how many people like it, and see if I'm any good at doing it, because I'm a little bit shy. Okay, signing off now from Cat's Rocking Crochet, and I hope you enjoyed my Crochet Koala Applique that I designed. Thank you very much. Bye 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 from Australia, Kathy, Australia, Victoria. See you later.